Hey everybody, this is a broken rod tip, one of my favorite rods. I broke it in the rod locker under the gunnels because the tips of the rods tend to get tangled together as you're running or trailering. And if you don't have patience to get it out, you break it. I'm Frank, the engineered angler, and I'm going to show you what I figured out to prevent that. So this is what I'm talking about. You've got some undergunnel rod lockers, and you keep your rods in there when you're running and when you're trailering. And if you're like me, you've got your rods rigged. You're ready for when you stop running and you can just grab a rod and toss it into the mix. Problem is, what often happens is you get out there and you go to get your rod out and it's hung up with one of the other rods and the tips have tangled. And unless you have the patience of Job or are willing to unrig, cut the line on one of them and pull it out, what you end up with is a broken tip. And that is infuriating, not to mention expensive. So looking at this problem as an engineer, you look at it as systems, right? You've got the boat locker system, you got the rods, and you got the user. The boat is going to be the most difficult system to change next to the user because I'm going to be impatient and in a hurry till the day I die. When I look at the boat as a system and a part of the flaw and the cause of the problem, what I have here are rod lockers that don't have continuous tubes. So as you, and this is already getting stuck, as you slide this in there, it just goes into open space. And all three of these rods share that open space. So they're in there kind of shaking around and tangling each other. If you've got continuous tubes in your boat, more power to you, you're not experiencing this problem. If I were to change the boat, I'd have to extend these flanges out and create tubes back there. I considered doing that. These are glued in with 3M glue. I was afraid to damage the gel coat, so I decided that was going to be a little too radical. Likely, I'm not going to be able to change my behavior much, and the rods are the only thing left for me to consider changing. So that's what I did. I came up with a simple change to the rods that really completely took care of the problem. Let me show you. This is what I came up with. A rod condom, or a rod sock, whatever you want to call it. Here's what I think is the most elegant part of this solution, is that while I have 6 rod lockers, I really only have to have one rod covered in each one of these lockers. Just the one in the middle, because that's the one that will separate the other two and keep them from tangling with each other. So as simple as this is, and I bought these, I think I paid $6 for 3. Polypropylene, they'll fit over every rod I have, and realistically all you need is that front 4 feet to be covered. And it's as simple as sliding it over the rod tip, and you can even leave the rod completely rigged. The trick is to push and not to pull. When you push, it's kind of like one of those Chinese finger traps. When you push on it, it opens up, and you can just pull it over the guide, making it look harder than it is, and then you just shove it down in there, and that's that. Now I just take the rod and put it in that center rod locker. Remember, all you need is one. If you got 4, then you'll need 2, right? You'll need one in between each one. I'm done. I can rock and roll with this thing. When I get to my fishing spot, I just pull these bad boys out of here and start fishing. Well, I hope this helps somebody. It certainly helped me. I broke at least 2 tips and had to cut line at least 3 or 4 times getting hung up in these rod lockers. So that's a thing of the past. Use it. It's cheap. It's easy. When you get your fishing spot, you pull the rod sock off, you tuck it away in one of your lockers, and you're done. Anyway, thanks for tuning into the Engineered Angler. Hopefully, I keep saying this, but the next time we'll be fishing. Thanks.